we're going to do a short video to show you how we go from this to this. In my last video with coating, I made these chocolate coated raisins. They looked pretty good. They taste delicious, but I really wanted to get the shine. And you know, I've spent hours searching online trying to figure out the formula to polishing your chocolate. And those that do show it in a video don't show you the proportions, or even sometimes, most of the time, don't even tell you what they use. And if they do happen to tell you what they use or show you, they don't tell you the proportions. And then you comment and ask them, people ask them, well, what is that used? How are you polishing those? And they all say it's a trade secret. Well, I'm not into trade secrets. I'm not selling my stuff, so I'm not trying to make a profit. I'm here to help you guys have success in whatever you do from my videos, like freeze drying, or in this case, chocolate. So I'm going to show you step by step how we go from these delicious tasting but dull chocolates to these delicious tasting and shiny raisins. So let me get set up and I'll be right back. Okay, it's a really easy process. What I have here is some gum arabic powder, food grade and gelatin free, from Amazon. Now, you'd really help my channel if you went down the product video description and used my Amazon link, but you don't have to. I got this on Amazon. And what I have discovered through trial and error, that we want to do a 1-to-1 ratio. And you don't need a lot of this. In fact, you end up making more than what you need just to get enough to spoon it. So I want to put 2 tablespoons of the gum and 2 tablespoons of water. And then we're going to mix that up and get that dissolved. That's the hard part, because it wants to lump up. But we're going to spend a little few seconds here and get this all nice and dissolved. And get rid of as many lumps as we can. And the way I do that is just use my spoon and press any lumps against the side of the cup here. Just like that. So you end up with a thickish kind of paste. So let me get my nuts into my machine. Alright, now let's reposition my camera and I'll be right back. Alright, that's all there is to it. We're going to put this on stir. I'm just going to go through and make sure nothing's big lumps. We know we don't have it because I just put it in. I'm going to give this a stir. I see some lumps that came up to the top. So I'm going to give this a stir again. And can you see that? That's a half of a teaspoon of that liquid. The teaspoon being the half from your silverware, not measured a half a teaspoon. And I'm just going to put that in there. That's all there is to it. Now, I'm going to let this run the full length, so it's going to be a short video anyway. So I want you to see how this is going to behave. Initially, they're still rolling, they'll start sticking to the side. So we'll just try and keep this going for you, just so you can see the full process on the coating of this. like watching paint dry, but no, it takes about 10 minutes. By the way, we timed this for 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes to coat, roughly. And I see a white lump in there from my mixture. I just haven't found a good way to. I tried doing it the cornstarch way. Just add a little bit of water and make it slurry, but it just didn't work. In a sense, what we have here is a slurry. See, they're starting to stick on the back there, not much. First coat's normally pretty good, but we're going to knock those off with our spatula by just putting the rounded edge along, follow the rounded edge of the bowl from the front and just move it back slowly and run it along the back like that, and it'll knock those off. Picking them up and dropping them as they get drier and drier. Pick them up and drop them, then eventually it'll go back to rolling them again. When it goes back to rolling, you know they're ready for the next coat. See how it's picking them up and dropping them? You can hear that. This is a good time to go in with your hand and just make sure everything's breaking up while they're still a little bit moist. I see that white one in there and it's bugging me. But we'll get it out. So we're about 3 minutes in, and that is when it really starts doing that. On the next coat, that'll start sticking about this stage to the sides of the pan. But they're already starting to get a nice shine to them. Okay, see how it's calmed down now? And now it's not picking them up and dropping them anymore. They're kind of rolling underneath them. But we'll continue doing that for the full 10 minutes. I'll probably just cut it here because you're going to get bored watching this for 10 minutes doing nothing. But I'll come back at the end of the 10 minutes. Okay, while this was running that 10 minutes, I got to thinking, I forgot to tell you that when you coat your product, in this case raisins, after taking them out of the coater, you want to leave them several hours. I mean, I left mine overnight for that chocolate to totally crystallize. Don't jump straight into the coating, which is one of the mistakes I was doing, but you know, we find these stuff through trial and error. Let it set several hours, if not overnight, and then come back and do this coating. So during that 10 minutes, I just periodically went in with my hands, and I'm just making sure everything's nice and loose, not sticking together. Grab a handful and kind of roll them through your fingers, and they're doing good. Alright, so let's give this a stir. We're going to put the same amount in, about a half of one of these teaspoons from your table. You just drizzle it over them. Now this time they're going to want to stick a little bit more at first. And that's really it. So I'm going to take you through the first part of this so you can see how it reacts when it starts sticking to the side and how we get over that. So stay with me. It normally for me it happens about 2 to 3 minutes in. See how it's all clumping up and it's really wanting to stick to the back. But I'm going to let that run as long as I can before it starts throwing it out of balance. See how it's stuck on there? I mean, it's not a great angle, but the best one I can get. They're not moving around anymore, they're just stuck to the top. So I'm going to take my spatula, start from the front, work my way back, and just run it along the spatula and knock those off. Now for this coat, we got to keep doing that. Probably till about 5 minutes, but you'll notice because they'll stop sticking to the side and they'll start rolling again. So I just keep going back to from the front of the pot to the back. Keep them moving. There you go. So we're 19, 20, 20, about 3 minutes in and they've started flowing. So we're just going to do the same thing. Let this run for the rest of that 10 minutes, which is about 7 more minutes. And you can see they're already starting to get a nice, shine to them. That'll get shinier as they dry. At this stage, I start going in and I'm just breaking up any lumps that I might have. Now it started that we're taking them up and dropping them down. We're doing well. So we're coming up to the end here. Now they're not dropping anymore. They're kind of just moving around like this in the bowl. They're still staying separated. They're almost dry now. We can almost take them out now, but I'm just going to do the 10 minutes, which I got 1.5 maybe left on the clock there. I'm sorry if this is boring to you guys, but I just really want to show some have someone at least show the full process and how to do it. Hopefully you guys will appreciate that and maybe hit that like and subscribe button. Because it took me quite a few attempts to get this worked out. And nobody would tell me, or anybody else, how to do it. They give you hints, but they wouldn't tell you the quantities and ratios. And a lot of people would chime in and say they use that gum Arabia, but they wouldn't give you the ratio. So we're taking the secret out of it. So we're going to have a nice product, and so will you. And I would imagine this would work on anything that you're coating. That same ratio. Alright, looks like we've got about another minute. Just trying to fill up time with talking, rambling and babbling on. I got some nice freeze-dried items in line to be coating. So you can look forward to that. I'm really excited to try something unique that nobody has done before. First I want to do a popcorn one just to see how a very light and fluffy material coats. So we're going to coat some popcorn probably in my next video. If I can get it to work, I don't know. I ain't tried it yet. Alright, that looks like it's been about 10 minutes. So let's turn that off. Let's get our shiny before and after. Let me reposition my camera. Okay. Let's dump them out on there. Now I could have done another coat on those, but I really just didn't find that it really made that much of a difference, to be honest with you. These have 3 coats, these have 2, and you can't really tell the difference. I can't justify spending the extra 10 minutes for something that just don't seem to be making much of a difference after that second coat. There you go. What do you think of that? John and Bibbs took the mystery out of it for you. How to polish your chocolate coated items to a shiny gloss. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.